Hello, everybody. Um, Goodness, gotta reposition myself already. Uh, Today is going to be, of course, chapter 6 in the Magical Retreat book. But first, I will read the spell of the day and the goddess of the day. Just kind of making my own unique way. Sorry, my hair's such a fright. It is clean. I just never brushed it after it dried, so it looks a mess. Oh, goodness. My husband's working Marcon, so I'm here by myself. Okay, the spell of the day. Whoops, wait, doing it backwards. I always do the goddess of the day. It don't really matter, but okay. For us catty types out there that love cats, me being one of them. Caddis Doet Belgium Bast, May 11th, today. So Bast, cat goddess, Egyptian cat goddess. Themes: animals, magic, overcoming, playfulness, joy, humor. About Bast. Bast is the Egyptian cat-faced goddess of sorcery, beneficence, joy, dance, and fertility. Being a cat in nature, Bast teaches us to land on our feet in any situation, using a positive, playful attitude as our best ally. Bast and her minions were so revered in Egypt that to kill cats was a crime punishable by death. Blech. Can't talk. Archaeologists uncovered mummified cats there, whose owners wanted the companionship of cats even in the afterlife. May is one of Bast's traditional festival months. To do today. In this region of the world, people dress as cats today and hold a parade in which Bast is featured as the queen of cats. So think cat magic. Right here. If there's a cat in your life, pamper the creature today and include it in spellcraft as a magical partner. I have 2 kitties. A traditional catty role in history. Get it? Catty, ha ha ha. For example, if you find any of your cat's whiskers, keep them. These may be burned for Bast in return for a wish. That's a new one. Or carry a pinch of cat hair to tickle your funny bone. Painting the image of a cat on a paper lantern and lighting it with either a bulb or a flame draws Bast's attention and energies to you. Or carry a cat's eye in your pocket today to begin developing cat-like instincts and playfulness. Itchy nose. Always, always. Doggone allergies. It's gotta be. Okie dokie. Spell of the day. Eagle. The high-flying and far-sighted eagle is a truly majestic bird and is sometimes called the king of birds. How about that? Wait a minute. The queen of cats and the king of birds. Is that just ironic, or is that just me? Bast being the queen of cats, and never mind. But it is as well to remember the claim to that title of the wren, who, when all the other birds were competing to see who could fly the highest, the wren sat upon the eagle's back and thereby won the competition. Smart little critter. An example to all that might can be over intellect. The eagle is sacred in many belief systems. The ancient Egyptians believed the eagle was a messenger of Ra, and therefore a royal bird whose appearance was essential to confirm the title of Pharaoh. The Greeks associated it with the god Zeus, and the Romans with Jove, Jove, or Jupiter, who shared many of Zeus's attributes. From both of these, and in many other pantheons, the eagle is associated with thunder, due to a belief that its appearance heralded storms. The eagle has been used as a symbol of authority from ancient Egypt and Greece, to today's America. The eagle is protected by law in most parts of the world today, but it has long been believed that to steal an eagle's eggs will bring a lifetime of grief. It was also held to be a portent of death if seen circling. The eagle stone, or aetite, never heard of it, is a form of geode, round, hollow stones which contain crystals, in which the crystals are loose and hence will rattle when the geode is shaken. It was believed that such stones came from eagles' nests. They were strapped to a woman's left arm to prevent miscarriage, and then to her thigh to ensure a quick and easy birth. Practice random acts of spontaneous kindness. There's a little caption at the bottom of each one. So that's interesting. The spell of the day is about eagles. The queen of cats is the goddess of the day. Interesting. So let's see here. Chapter 6. Oh, and if anybody is curious, it's Eastern Standard Time here, so it's like 10 to 5. Solitude and mindfulness. In solitude, where we are least alone. To be mindful of something is to be consciously aware of it. In other words, not to just passively receive or experience a presence or action, but to actively participate in or be part of it. We toss the term around loosely. For example, we might ask our child or spouse to be mindful of the electricity wasted when the lights are left on. But when talking about magic and spiritual practices, we mean something on a deeper level. The gist of the conversation changes from one of passive reception to active involvement. The English word mindfulness has been in use since at least the 13th century. The Oxford English Dictionary not only defines words, but also tracks their usage over time. The OED defines mindfulness as the state or quality of being mindful, attention, regard, and also includes related definitions of the words intention, memory, and purpose. According to the OED, the word was first recorded as the obsolete mindiness, ca. 1200, as mindful in 1340, mindfully in 1832, mindfulness in 1530, mindfulness in 1561, and mindfulness in 1817. The idea of mindfulness takes on great importance in Buddhist practices, where it is the seventh element of the Eightfold Path, leading to spiritual enlightenment. The Buddhists describe mindfulness as a calm, watchful, focused awareness of internal and external conditions, consciousness, and perceptions. It is absolutely an active process rather than a passive one. The passive recipient simply allows life to happen to him. The mindful participant engages actively with the process, and through this hopes not only to benefit, but also to reach that point of universal enlightenment and understanding. Teachings written in Sanskrit refer to mindfulness as that which is remembered, and view the practice as an important part of recalling and connecting with ancestral teachings and authorities. Chinese and Tibetan practices incorporate some sort of mindful awareness, vigilance, or attention into their teachings as well. I've always viewed mindfulness as expressed well in the saying, "Be here now," which is attributed to the Western-born yogi and spiritual teacher Ram Dass. It's such a simple statement, but so very true. Practicing mindfulness. Becoming more mindful is a boon to any type of magical and spiritual practice and will enrich your retreat experience as well. The easiest way to begin working with this is simply to practice consciously throughout one's day. For example, when first waking in the morning, before looking at the clock, thinking about the day's to-do list, or engaging with the mundane world, take a deep breath and simply be present in your body. Be aware of anything that feels particularly warm or cold, including the toasty area under the covers. Feel the weight of gravity pressing your body down onto the mattress, and feel the gentle weight of the bedding over you. Move your limbs slowly, contracting each muscle group from toes to forehead and experiencing the fluidity or morning stiffness of that movement. Rejoice in the gift of being able to move those muscles. Take a deep breath and feel the life force moving within you. When eating, turn off or disable television, music, cell phone, and other distractions. Set an attractive table and be present at the table with your food. Take a single bite and chew slowly. Feel the food being chewed away to a pulp inside your mouth. Experience the textures and flavors. As you swallow, visualize the vitamins and nutrients in the food, nourishing and strengthening your body. When outdoors, stand, sit, or walk quietly by yourself. If possible, be barefoot. Too many of us go for months and even years without actually standing on earth. Feel the sun's warmth, the rain's wetness, the kiss of breeze. Consider how your feet feel as you walk through grass or along pavement. Concentrate on the pull of breath as you exert, and feel your heart beating and the perspiration springing to your skin. Hi, baby. As you pick up the pace, focus on your surroundings, appreciating the colors of leaves and flowers, the clouds, the song of birds. Look at the environment with fresh eyes. Make it a habit every time you walk outdoors to see something you have not seen or noticed before. My kitty cat Carmela in the window. Anytime, anywhere. Pause and take 3 deep, slow breaths. Feel your body and be aware of your mind. Step into liminal space for those moments and experience being a conscious, aware being alive in the cosmos. Many people use visual or auditory cues as reminders to practice mindfulness throughout the day. For example, you might be triggered to pause for a mindful moment at any of these times. When you step over a threshold, when you sit down to eat, when you reach a street corner, when you climb into your car, when you see anything red, when you hear a clock or church bells chime, when you spot the evening star. One writer friend sets an hourly timer on her iPod Touch. Every hour when the timer sounds, she uses a harp sound for the alarm. She pauses for a moment of mindful awareness or meditation. Interesting. Using prayers and other intercessions. Prayers, blessings, and dedications also may help one enter a place of mindfulness. The cadence, attention, intention, and tone of these pieces of spoken magic come with a built-in seriousness that pulls us out of real time and instantly transports us into other. Find prayers and other devotions that work for you and incorporate them into your retreat. You might also choose to spend your retreat writing some of your own. See my book, Crafting Magic with Pen and Ink, listed in the resources section at the end of this chapter for guidance with this. The day sign. One lovely way of practicing intentional mindfulness is to look for a day sign, a natural augur or occurrence that speaks to you in some way. Go for a walk or simply step outside, preferably first thing in the morning. As you walk or wait, open your powers of observation and wait for the universe to speak to you in some way. There's no predicting how this message will arrive. You might hear birdsong or see a flyover. You might spot an attractive stone, an unusual plant, or see a spider web reaching across tree branches. You might see a rainbow or a unique cloud formation. When something captures your attention, you will have found your day sign. Stop for a moment, feel it, and consider the message it is sending to you. Once you return from your walk, journal about the experience. Come back to the journal 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month later to reread and reflect on its meaning. Over time, you'll come to understand how day signs speak to you. The day sign can also be used as a kind of active augury, i.e., a way to perceive answers or support through a natural sign. Rather than simply opening your mind, begin your walk with a specific question in mind. Think about what issue you would like to resolve or what it is that calls for guidance. Take your walk and watch for the day sign. Once found, consider how it responds to your question or concern. Watching for day signs is one way of practicing and heightening your skills of observation, which is important for all kinds of magic users. See Chapter 8 for more about using and developing your powers of observation. Embracing slowness. Set a careful, mindful pace and refuse to rush. Work with a plan in mind, making your movements precise and measured. Do one thing at a time and leave multitasking at the door. You'll be surprised at how much more present you'll feel simply by slowing down. It's a lot like trying to be stressed in a hot bath, i.e., it's almost impossible. The same thing can happen when you make yourself slow down and simplify. The act itself can reinforce the mindset, and the mindset inspires the act. Embracing simplicity. Take what you need on retreat, but don't overpack. Be easy with yourself. Have you ever noticed how differently you feel when surrounded by mess and clutter, as compared to working in an organized, tidy space? An uncluttered surroundings supports a focused, clear mind. Be prepared, but don't overdo it. Embracing timelessness. Follow your schedule, but try not to be ruled by the clock. Stop from time to time and see if you can tell by your intuition and feelings the level of daylight, the sense of passing time, what time it is without looking at the clock. Becoming more aware of how time passes is an important part of mindfulness. Magic works better when we control the time rather than it controlling us. If you wear a wristwatch, tuck it away where it's rather hard to get to. Embracing mundane reality. Listen to and respect your body's rhythms while on retreat. Eat well, get some exercise every day, and sleep and nap as needed. Luxuriate in the chance to pay undivided attention to yourself. Focusing on the needs of your mind and body is part of directed intention. Because in today's rapid-paced world, we often find ourselves scrambling to care for everyone but ourselves. Embracing magic. Magic is all about intention, too. To do good magic requires strong powers of observation, focus, and concentration. Take care of the details before you begin a magical work. This will allow you to focus on the magic itself, rather than the trappings. As you begin the work, open your senses and your powers of observation and see yourself as part of everything that surrounds you. Concentrate on your process, be part of it, immersed in it, swimming in it, rather than standing outside watching it. Embracing fun. Don't forget to simply have fun on retreat too. Consider this a reward for the work you're putting into the journey, and especially the intentional aspects. What does fun mean? Bring a book to read just for pleasure, work a jigsaw puzzle, make chalk drawings on the sidewalk, or blow soap bubbles. In summary, being mindful. As you prepare to embark upon your retreat, keep mindfulness at the forefront of your considerations. Come to your retreat with a beginner's mind, free of preconceived ideas, and with heart, mind, and spirit open and receptive. Be prepared not only to undertake the goals you have set for yourself, but also to learn and possibly to receive gifts from the universe, which has much to teach you. Keep in mind that there is no use undertaking any challenge, including this retreat, if you feel you already know everything and there's nothing more to learn. Tasks for Chapter 6. I hope this chapter has given you some food for thought, because the idea of working mindfully is probably one of the very most important factors in your retreat's success. Consider the following questions. Question number 1. Assess your own skills at working with intention. Is this something you're good at, or is it something you need to learn more about? Explain your thoughts. Number 2. How will you consider slowness, simplicity, and timelessness in your retreat? Number 3. Will these ideas prove easy or difficult? Why? Number 4. What does mindfulness mean to you? Number 5. How will you mark that moment when you step over the threshold and begin your retreat journey? And then notes and ideas. So that's it for that one. Now the next one will be, Chapter 7 will be Part 3, Departure, Initiation, and Return. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. So, where did my bookmark go? I just had it. I also want to take this time to give a shout out to Ewu Crew, Keeper of the Second, Paranormal Files. My hair's a fright. Ghost Adventures. Oh my gosh. Can't think of anyone else. For those that I don't mention, that doesn't mean that you have been excluded, by no means. Top keeps getting all messed up. But I don't even have, I have still just my one subscriber, and I don't know if there's a way, if it's a matter of getting people here or who I want to bring here to make them aware of my channel, and, because I don't want the haters. I see a lot of people go through that, and I don't want to be one of them. Ewu Crew, if you ever get around to watching any of these, I found my way to your merch site, but unfortunately I won't be able to get anything until the end of this month, if possible, because I'm going, that's when I get my check, and I'm going to Ravenwood Castle, so I have to spend very little, if possible, so that I have money for like souvenirs, money to eat on if I need to. And my pegacorn here, she's all fallen over again. This couch is literally just falling apart on us, and we need a new one, but we don't have the money. We don't have a truck. We don't have any friends that I can think of that would be willing to help us get this one out, because there's a chair that matches it right next to it that never gets used. It's got my stuffed animals sitting on it. But these two pieces take up a lot of room. The couch is very old. It's sinking. I have to sit on, several pillows just to be halfway comfortable. And it hurts my back. It hurts my legs. That's why I keep shifting around a lot, because the thing needs to be replaced. It really does. So, I hope at some point in the future I will be able to get some paranormal investigations on here as well, some of my own, and I am going to try to do the first one when I go to Ravenwood Castle at the end of this month. But it's the tunnel is, of course, the Moonville Tunnel. If any of you've seen my other videos before this one. My husband's reluctant. He's like, oh, it's not haunted. He said, there, the stuff that people are claiming that it's been spotted there is a bunch of bull. And, it's, oh, I heard this or blah, blah, this or whatever. He don't believe it, but I look at it this way. Even if it's not haunted, it would still be fun having the experience, because other paranormal investigators have gone there. So, of course, I want to go, because it's something I can get to. And, I want to explore it. But exploring it at night, that's going to be a tricky one, because if I end up going by myself and I only have one night, then it will literally be the very same night that I, check in, and anything that I do is going to have to be done in that night. And until, I get ready to go to bed, or I'm too tired to stay up or whatever. And then I have to be out by 11 the next morning. So, but right now I can't afford to stay 2 days. I can't afford to stay 3 days, certainly, because 2 days, I came up with a figure is like over $300 just for 2 days. And 3 days is like over 400. So it would be like 235 something, I think, a piece, if like two people went in and shared the cost together, two friends. And yeah, if they want to get their own cabin, I totally understand. I wouldn't say, no, you got to bunk with me or else, because the whole idea is the fun of the experience. The whole idea is getting away from the hubbub of the city and, the computer stuff. But I'm going to be using my computer, because that's what I'm going to use to live stream. And I also need to play around with my tablet here in a little bit and see if I'm going to be able to use it as well, because it'll be a nice backup. It'll be a lot easier to carry around than this thing, because it's a laptop and it's not tiny. So, I try to end things in a positive way. I know that, I haven't really had any kind of schedule. I can't, say that, okay, 2 days from now I'll have something else up. And I'm not too worried about it right now. I'm just enjoying the live streaming, and to me, it's definitely worth $11.89 a month, which is what I get charged to have the endless live streaming, not just be fated to like maybe a couple if you're lucky. Then that's it. That's all you get. I will be doing, let's see, other things. I know I've mentioned that in my other vlogs, I guess is a good thing to call these right now, because it's not paranormal investigations yet, but it is magically related topics like the magical retreat. And by the way, happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there, living, dead, human, and non. I believe Mother's Day is actually tomorrow. I looked on my calendar without my glasses, and I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. Marcon, of course, is going on at the Crown Plaza, and it's for 3 days. It was a Friday, today, and tomorrow, and I'm enjoying the solitude and everything right now of my husband not being here, and I can do my live streams, and I'm not having a bunch of distractions and a bunch of people wanting to hang out and do things and whatever. And I've got to get my reading done again in my beauty care course that I'm doing, so I can read through the material a second time. And I promised I was going to do that today, so I'm trying to learn to be consistent. Forgive me for the long pauses. I'll try not to make many. I don't know. I mean, like my camera, my little Canon that I will be using for stuff, doing a live stream with that, I haven't figured out quite how to do yet. I know that there's a certain computer-related language that you have to use to type in the search engine or whatever. Not search engine. There's a certain process you have to go through to take those from the Canon and get it on here onto YouTube. And my husband helped me do that with a couple of them. But then there's like 3 or 4 more that he's never seen any of these that I know of. And the others are the telltale ones of, me spending the night at Ravenwood Castle, even though I told him that I didn't, that I went and stayed with my friend in Zanesville. Because I didn't want to argue with him. I was afraid he would be unsupportive and he would try to talk me out of it, and he would tell me how stupid I was, for spending $157.42 for one day at Ravenwood. Because he's real finicky and nitpicky about spending money wisely. Now, I'm all for that to a point, but then, when you're investing in yourself, I feel like if something, $157.42 is easy to do, then do it. If it's not, there's other ways you can retreat. There's areas around you, neighborhoods, parks, so many possibilities of where you could go and do some type of a retreat at least. But investing in yourself, I don't think is like, there shouldn't be a price put on it. Like, well, if you don't spend over $200, you're not investing in yourself properly. Bullcrap. Ravenwood Castle is a lovely place. I can't wait to go back. I decided not to go the end of April because it was still pretty cold out, but now this time around it'll be the end of May, so I'm hoping the weather will be better. I keep glancing up at my time thing. Carmela, bad girl! You don't get on top of the refrigerator, young lady. You know better. Ornery cats. But anyway, again, sorry for my frightful appearance, and I wanted to get this done while I could, because I'm a procrastinator and I'm trying to learn to not be that way. I'm trying to get out of that habit, because it's not good, especially when you've got things you've got to get done, things that need, house cleaning and this is and that's and whatever. That's not a word. Anyway. I've only been on here about 30 minutes, but I need to research a little bit more too. And it says, let's see, what does this say over here? Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by your community guidelines. And then it says learn more. So I have sent my one friend Jay, who is my only subscriber right now. I sent him to this my live stream, my channel, And for a while there, I was nervous about telling my husband that I even had a YouTube channel because it costs money. But it's not like it's several $100s a month. It's $11.89. Come on, seriously? But, you know, I'm not trying to be a bitch or anything, and I try to keep down on the profanity and whatnot, but there's some things that I would like to be able to talk about that I don't know that I'm ever going to feel confident enough to do a live stream about, because it's really personal stuff. You know, relationship troubles is a good way to put it. And, you know, I mean, we're supposed to be really compatible. We're Capricorn and a Virgo. I know Peyton and Colin are Capricorns and Virgos. And they get along great. You know, they seem to be really happy with each other and in love, and I am so happy for them. I don't know that any of them, I don't think any of them, they probably don't have the time, have come and viewed any of my videos. So because my videos are different, they're not going to necessarily, I mean, because they're not paranormal investigations yet, they may not have an interest. But I would love it if they would subscribe, like the channel, hit the bell icon. It's like, you know, I got my back, you know, do you have mine? You know, subscribe to my channel. Even if you don't come to it often, you know, or you don't have the time. I totally get it. I understand how much travel can be taxing on your nerves and stressful, and you're tired a lot, and you're like going from one place to another, and it's like endless. So that's another thing I have to take into consideration, how I'm going to do my live streams, what's going to be my angle. So I just decided to go ahead and start with something that was, you know, fairly easy enough to do, and it's helpful to others. And, you know I keep saying that, but it's the truth. You know, I'm trying to have good content here, but, you know, a lot of people may just say, oh, she just drones on endlessly. And okay, if you're going to be like that and be a hater, then please just don't come to my channel, because I don't want to have to. I also did a LBRP, which is Lesser Banishing Pentagram Ritual, which is good for protection, and I'm supposed to do it like every day. But, you know, an interesting little tidbit, this is a daily invocation to Earth that I do at the guidance of my friend Jay and, you know, some members of the Winding Road Coven, which I hope to be a part of someday. But I mean, it's too soon right now. I mean, it's not even been but a couple of months since I've been hanging out with them and whatnot. Earth evocation. Now, what the earth evocation means is simply it's finding the earth within you, bringing forth the earthiness within you. Because invocation is different. It's outside of you. Evocation is inside. Here and now, I evoke the elemental force of earth, the soul of fertility and growth, fecund source of stability, stillness, and health. I seek the deep cavern within. Patiently build strength, mystery, sanctuary, and abundance. I call you forth to filter away all that is impure and to stand rooted in this world. Mountain and dust, footstep and stone, earth, I call thee hence, blessed be. And I check mark it off every day to be able to show my magic teachers that I am doing it every day. And they're never, I mean, I'm not so worried about the LBRPs. I've done a couple of them outside in the backyard of the building just to, you know, have contact with the earth. It made sense. And I mean, it's nice out, so I was standing out there barefoot, and it was very soothing and cool under the feet. And, you know, talk about grounded, you know, just stand in the grass for a few minutes and it'll ground you if you let it. I know I've got all kinds of funny curls, you know, sticking up here, and I just noticed that. I'm like, oh boy. But anyway, probably would look better down, and I need to brush it anyway, so I think I will go ahead and take it down, because my hair really is that long. It's just really, really, it's long, and it's thick, and it can be a pain in the arsemani, or the keister, what I call the butt. It's a gentle way to put it. But, doggone it, I wish my nose would quit itching. It's embarrassing and humiliating. So I need to get onto the EWU crew site again and ask them to please come and view some of my videos and maybe subscribe themselves to the channel, hit the like button, the bell icon. So, because I know they're doing, I'm really proud of them. They're doing a lot of, missing person investigations still. And I know I've mentioned that before, but it is really important, guys. It's important that these people are not forgotten. And the fact that some of us, like the EWU crew, Emma and Bob, and they're really going out there in the desert, and they are combing the place like nobody's business, trying to find the remains of this poor woman. Her name was Nan Dixon, and apparently she disappeared. Oh, I hate that one piece of hair is like that. She disappeared in 1978. It was during the summer, I think it was the summer months. Doggone it, nose quit. And I don't have any allergy pills. She was like in her 70s, I think, or something when she died. She just disappeared. And that desert is vast up there. It really is. I have a lot of extra videos that I was able to find of Peyton and Colin that I just kind of scrolled through, and I only clicked on a couple of them. A couple of them I have already seen. I started to... wasn't sure what to do with my hands because, it's not helping with the itching. But anyway, the extra videos that I haven't seen yet, and I have tried numerous times to play all of Colin and Peyton's videos, and there's just too many. But, the ones that I do watch, I try to be more mindful of, hitting the like button, even if it's ones that I've seen before, because when I watch them, I don't think about hitting the like button. I just watch them through. But when you hit the like button, that's what helps us YouTubers. Excuse me. So I saw a recent one from Emma and Bob today that, I'm going to get this, I'm going to move this because that's bugging me. I do not have OCD, but man, I'll tell you, living with somebody that does, it makes me OCD. It's annoying. But it just goes to show, too, just how messed up this couch is and how falling apart it is. And, why I have to keep adjusting myself, because now it's like it's collapsing and I'm feeling like I'm sitting in a hole, literally. So, the meetups with Colin and Peyton, I am very happy for everybody that's been able to be a part of those, but sadly I probably never will because I can't afford to travel. I don't know when or if I'm ever going to have a decent amount of subscribers on here, and I'll get donations and stuff so I can travel and so I can get equipment and start doing my paranormal investigations and try to do local things around here as much as possible, so it's not a lot of wear and tear on the car and a lot of gas that, you're using to travel to these places, and no guarantee that you're going to get into them, no guarantee that it's safe to get into them. And I don't think that they're going to be like out in the middle of a field somewhere that nobody even knows about, and then you just happen to stumble across them. I can't see just driving around aimlessly trying to find, oh, that looks interesting, or that looks abandoned, or this looks haunted, Not that that's a bad thing, but when you really don't have the money to do things like that, it makes it harder. And I certainly don't, because I'm on a fixed income. And it's not that I'm lazy, guys, and that I don't want to work, because that is a bunch of bunk. I do want to work, but if I do right now, and even a part-time job, they would start taking it out of my check. So what benefit am I getting if they're going to just take the money out of my check? It's not the same as being able to get paid, say, under the table, which is what I prefer. Because that's cash. You don't have to fill out paperwork. You don't have to, worry about a bunch of, and I just use it to live on. I'm not trying to, be difficult or anything like that. I have had many jobs in my past. Some of them I did really well, some of them not so well, but hey, that's how you learn. You just got to try some things, right? Maybe you'll get lucky and you'll find something you really like, or if you already have certain passions of things that you like to do, then you should pursue them. As long as you harm none, do what you will. And that harming none includes yourself. Don't put yourself in dangerous situations that could get you hurt or possibly killed, because they can be very dangerous. I know that The Iwu crew, one of the reasons why they stopped live streaming, and I know I've mentioned this before, but I keep bringing it up because of the importance of it. They went to these different places and out in the desert, and they went to this one, I think it was like Slab City, and there was a whole incident that took place there, and they kept getting too many haters, they kept getting trolls, they kept getting people that were just making it their quest in life to make Iwu crew's life a living hell, and being disrespectful and rude and making lewd comments about his daughter, and she's got a nice butt and all this crap, and people taking advantage of their exploration of saying, oh, go to this house, it's haunted, and then you find out that it's some sick psycho bastard that was trying to trick them. He tricked them into going there because he wanted to be close to them, probably so he could like stare at Emma and toss off or some. There's so many sick people in the world. It's scary. It really is. You have to be crazy to survive sometimes. You have to be willing to take a risk if it's the least amount of possibility that you could be terribly hurt, or if you're in a situation that you don't feel safe, you suddenly start feeling really uncomfortable. Get out of there. Just get away. Don't allow your curiosity to kill you. Like they say, curiosity killed the cat. Don't be so curious that it endangers your life or someone else. I would love to meet, some of the YouTubers, Peyton and Colin, my spooky fam, the Iwu crew, but it's just too hard, not having the money to be able to do the travel and to be able to catch up with anyone and, be able to get a hold of them in the first place. I mean, I wouldn't want to just show up and go, hi, I'm a fan, I'm Janet, I don't want to be that weird, creepy person that what do they call it? That creeps up on you. And, I hate that the Iwu crew don't do, live streams anymore. But, I admire that they're doing something else instead that is similar. They're doing videos, and they do have merchandise. I can't wait to get some of it, but I'm going to have to wait till I get my check so I'll have the money. And I've been having trouble finding the Paranormal Files merchandise site. I found a link once in a video, I think the other day, that I watched, and every time I clicked on it, it would not let me go to that page. I don't know why. It kept saying we couldn't find it, server not found, or I don't know what's going on. I even got Instagram specifically to be able to talk to some of the paranormal investigators and the Paranormal Files people, my spooky fam and the Iwu crew. And, it's definitely, you don't want to just start giving your phone number out to people because that's unsafe. And I fight the temptation of giving somebody my number because you don't know what that person is going to do. You don't know if they're actually safe or not. And, this is definitely a bad area that I live in around here. So I try to be mindful of my surroundings and people around me. Just setting my phone down there. So anyway, I've blabbled. Snappish, made up language, words that aren't words. A lot of times I try to combine, I'm thinking two different words and I try to combine them into one. And I come up with all kinds of funny concoctions and goodness sakes. So anyway, blessed be all, love and blessings to all. No haters. Do not come to this channel because you will not be allowed to stay. I will block you immediately. Okay? I am not here to prove anything. I am not here to, I don't want someone to worship me like some goddess. God, no. But I am a good person. And if this is the closest that I'm going to be to a lot of people and being able to help people in a somewhat safe manner, then I'm all for it, And I can't wait until the goddess and God and the powers that be bless me with some subscribers and help me be able to do dreams, to fulfill dreams that I have from my channel. And the internet was down yesterday, so I wasn't able to get any live streams done then. But when my husband came home, it was like almost midnight, from Marcon. First thing, as soon as he walked in the door, I'm like, babe, again. He's like, ah, crap. And he was exhausted. He was tired, and he had to mess around with the internet and got it back going again, thank goddess. But, I'm enjoying my solitude, even though it is here at home. It's still me time that I really have no other way to have right now because I don't have the car. He's got the car, because I just felt like it would be easier for him to get back and forth because he comes home every night. Some of us are lucky enough that we can afford a hotel there at the plaza for 3 nights or whatever. But I thought, like past Marcons, it was only 2 days. I thought it was only like Saturday and Sunday. But for some reason, one year, I guess they decided to do it on Mother's Day weekend, and now it's a tradition. They do it every year. From now on, it's always going to be on Mother's Day weekend. Kind of like Renaissance Festival in Waynesville. It usually comes in the month of September or thereabouts. Hey, Carmilla! Hi, baby! Hello! I would pick her up and hold her closer to the camera, but I'm sure you guys can see her a little bit. Yeah, I know I do that a lot. Oh well. From Umbridge. Or bitch. I've used that term before for some people that weren't so great. There I go again. Dang it! That's kind of like Bob doing there was a term or something that he used a lot. I forget what it was. It was just, there was some humor about it. Come here! And she ran away. I was going to try to hold her up to the camera. Oh well, anyway. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. I can't think of anything else pertinent that I wanted to share and put on here. I want to try to get my material read again today and maybe do my first exam in my book. And hopefully, I will be feeling up to it as soon as tomorrow, and I'll do another live stream tomorrow. And when I finally decide to play around with my tablet and see if I can figure out how to live stream with it, and it's fairly easy, I'll do it. And then that way it will be automatically put on my channel. So, peace. Don't be hating. There's too much of that in the world. We don't need to add to it. Everybody just needs to get along. Everybody respect each other. Don't overstep boundaries when boundaries are put in place. I don't want trolls. I just want the good people like us, like me, like the Ewu crew, like the Paranormal Files, like all the others that I give shouts out to. Love you all. Peace out.